Hilary's fishing trip. On the day that Hilary's grandpa promised to take her fishing, Hilary woke up very early and very excited. She had never ever been fishing before, and she was just sure this was going to be a trip to remember. Hilary and Grandpa quickly ate their breakfast, while Grandma made them a lunch to take along for later. And into each lunch bag, Grandma snuck a surprise treat. In Grandpa's bag, she put a big hunk of his favorite chewy toffee. And in Hilary's bag, she stuffed a long red licorice stick. Now, when it was time to go, Grandma stood at the dock and waved goodbye, while Hilary and Grandpa climbed into the boat, turned it around, and headed out for Grandpa's favorite fishing spot. And Hilary noticed her Grandpa was even wearing his special cap with the words "Champion Fisherman" written on it. And she knew her Grandpa was the best fisherman in the whole world. Well, as they settled down to do some serious fishing, Hilary looked down into the water and she said, "Grandpa, are you sure the fish are down there just waiting to be caught? I can't see them." Grandpa tugged on his cap. "Trust me, Hilary. I've been fishing these waters for many years, and I know just where to find the biggest, the tastiest fish." And with that, he reached down to a bucket between his feet, and he pulled out a big, fat worm, and he shoved the worm onto his hook. And then he reached over to do the same thing to Hilary's rod. "Ew, yuck, Grandpa," she shrieked. "You're not going to put that gross thing on my line, are you? What kind of fish would want to eat that?" Grandpa tugged on his cap. "Trust me, Hilary. I've been fishing these waters for many years, and I know what kind of bait these fish like." Well, they sat at Grandpa's favorite fishing spot for hours, and they never even had a nibble. Finally, Grandpa said, "Hilary, I think maybe it's time we tried my second favorite fishing spot. We'll have better luck there. Trust me." So they tried Grandpa's second favorite fishing spot, followed by his third favorite fishing spot, and even his super guaranteed, never fail fourth favorite fishing spot. They didn't catch a thing. Now, by this time, hours had passed, and Hilary was hungry. "Grandpa," she hinted, do you think maybe the fish might bite a little better after lunch?" "Good idea," grinned Grandpa. So they put down their fishing rods, and they opened up their lunch bags. Now, while Hilary was munching away on her sandwich, she got to thinking about those fish down under the water. "You know," she thought to herself, "if I was a fish, I wouldn't want to eat a yucky old worm. I don't care how hungry I was. That's disgusting. I think I'd much rather eat..." And just then, Hilary spied the treat that Grandma had put in her lunch bag. The licorice, the red licorice. "That's it," Hilary thought. "I bet if I put a hunk of that on my line, I'll catch a fish for sure." So when Grandpa wasn't looking, Hilary took the worm off of her hook, and in its place she put a big, juicy chunk of licorice. "Trust me, Hilary," said Grandpa when they threw their fishing lines back into the water. "These fish always bite better after lunch." Still, you should have seen the look on Grandpa's face when all of a sudden a great big rainbow trout leapt out of the water, did 2 loop-de-loops in the air, and dived straight for Hilary's hook. It was a tremendous battle. That fish pulled and tugged, and Hilary pulled and tugged, and finally she reeled that fish right into Grandpa's net. "Well done, Hilary," beamed Grandpa. "Boy, I've been fishing these waters for many years, and that is the biggest, the most humongous fish I've ever seen come out of this lake. Yep, those juicy red worms work every time. See, Hilary? All you had to do was trust me." Grandpa," interrupted Hilary, "I didn't catch this fish using a worm exactly. You see, I sort of swapped the bait when you weren't looking, and, What?" sputtered Grandpa. "Swap the bait? What do you mean you swapped the bait? Just what did you use to catch this humongous fish?" "Red licorice," said Hilary in a teeny tiny voice. "Red licorice?" roared Grandpa. He scratched his head in amazement. "Red licorice? Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. And with that, he took off his champion fisherman cap and he put it on Hilary's head. Hilary smiled proudly and then she reached into the lunch bag for the rest of the red licorice. She shared half with Grandpa and they turned that boat for home, sitting side by side, munching away on red licorice and staring out at the water very seriously, the way good fishermen do. Now, when the boat pulled up to the dock, Grandpa turned to Hilary one last time, and he said, "Now, Hilary, are you sure you caught that fish using red licorice for bait, really?" "Yup, Grandpa," nodded Hilary. "It was red licorice, all right. Trust me." And with that, the two fishermen headed up the dock towards the cabin, where Grandma and supper were waiting for them. There you go, Hilary's fishing trip.